All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Week 6 fantasy rankings here. Fantasy Pro Insider brought to you by True Fan Sports. We are back once again to give you the live, the goods, and everything that you need to sack in your league this week. I'm your host, Jay Ward, and with the co-host, Dave the Guru Hughes. What's going on with you today, Hughes?
Peace and air grease, my friend. Not a whole lot, man. Just coming off a wild Monday night game, man. That was some kind of
Ooh,
fun.
I stayed up. I
Watching.
stayed up all night there for that too. I usually don't stay up that late, man, but I had to. I had some money on the line, so I figured I'll go ahead and give it a little time.
I was 20 points ahead going into last night, and I had um, Taylor and Jonathan Taylor and
You get Andrews, right?
that's Andrews going, and as soon as Taylor busted out that 75-yarder, I had to make a phone call to tell who I was playing against, and it was over.
Yeah,
And I hope a lot of you had similar experience last night and got
yeah,
what you wanted from that game, because there was plenty to be had unless you had Justin Tucker,
yeah,
because they took him out of the game because they had to keep going for two.
yeah.
That said, let's get into these rankings, man.
All right,
Let's
man.
start us
Let's
off.
go. You know how we always do. We're gonna kick this thing off with the QBs. Before we do that, just to give you guys a little what's going on this week. We've got a bye weeks this week, week 6. So we won't have any games from Atlanta, New Orleans, the New York Jets, and the San Francisco 49ers. So they are all on the bye week this week. Diving right into your QB rankings. We'll start off here. I'll give you I will give you the top 12. Guru will follow in after that with the 13. Kicking off number one rankings for this week. Didn't have a good game this weekend, but we'd like to keep him at the number one spot. That's Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs. Uh, Coming in at number 2, guy that I truly like, the big arm out there in Buffalo, circle the wagons, Josh Allen. Coming in at number 3, with a short week, got a bruised up thumb there, Guru, but he's the GOAT. You know what I mean? That's Tom Brady. Coming in at 4, this young kid, he just improves every week. Every week, this guy gets better and better and better. As you can see, he's going to keep climbing up their rankings. That's Justin Herbert from the Chargers. At number 5, we got to go with Kyler Murray coming in at number 5. Number 6, Lamar Jackson, who had a record-setting game last night. Man,
Yes,
he was lights out. He was lights out. So he's coming in at number 6. Coming in at number 7, Smooth Hips, Dak Prescott. He's coming in. I'm sorry, he's coming in at number 7. That's Dak. Coming in at number 8, going out to Green Bay. He's coming into the midway of the Monsters this weekend. Looking forward to that game. It's going to be a good game. Aaron Rodgers at number 8. At number 9, we're going to go with Matthew Stafford with the Los Angeles Rams. Coming in at number 10, Jalen Hurts. Followed by 11, Joe Burrow. And coming in number 12, we're going to go out to Tennessee, and that's Ryan Tannehill with the Titans. That's your top 12 right there. Guru will follow it up, baby.
Okay, we'll just jump right into it then. And number 13, we have Kirk Cousins. Vikings heading down to my neck of the woods, Carolina Panthers. Number 14, Derek Carr, the Raiders, taking on the Broncos. 15, Carson Wentz, playing against the Texans. That ought to be a nice matchup for him.
Yeah,
After actually a pretty good game this past
he
weekend.
did.
Number 16, Sam Darnold, against the Vikings. Number 17, Jared Goff, the Lions, playing the Bengals. Number 18, Mac Jones, from the Patriots, playing home against the Dallas Cowboys. Number 19, Teddy Bridgewater, at home against the Raiders. Number 20, Taylor Heineke from the Washington team here, playing at home against the Chiefs. Number 21, Big Ben, losing Juju Schuster, but I think that's actually going to clear the air up for those other 2 receivers.
Okay.
So it may, he may not be looking to feed as many mouths, and it may lead to bigger things for him in the second part of the season here. They're playing the Seahawks in Seattle. Number 22, Gino Smith. Speaking of the Seahawks, he's going to be filling in for Russell Wilson for the next couple of weeks, it looks like. Russell Wilson had surgery, so he's out for at least 5 weeks, they say. 23, Baker Mayfield, home against the Cardinals. Number 24, Trevor Lawrence and the Jags at home against the Dolphins. And number 25, rounding out the pack again, is the Bears' Justin Fields against the Packers.
Right.
That knocks off the quarterback rankings. Given he had some phenomenal quarterback play this past weekend.
Yeah.
You can point out to a dozen different guys that just lit it up. But instead of doing that, we'll just move on to the running back rankings. So we can move this along a little bit. Week 6, again, the bye weeks are Atlanta, New Orleans, Jets, and the 49ers. You'll see those names up here, and you need to fill your lineup in to get those guys replaced. Number 1, Derrick Henry, home against the Bills. Number 2, Christian McCaffrey. The only reason he's number 2 is you just don't know what kind of workload he's going to get, or even if he's going to play. Last year, they played a game with him. Oh, he might play this week, and next thing you know, Sunday afternoon comes rolling around, and he's inactive. And that's exactly what they did this past week.
Yeah.
So hopefully they don't do that this time. They say he's hopeful to play this weekend. Hopefully he gets his full workload in. Number 3 is another guy that's coming back this week. Should have rested that ankle and got him back right. That's Alvin Cook. Number 4, Joe Mixon. Number 5 will be Austin Eckler, Mr. Do-It-All Everything. He's at the Ravens. Number 6, Nick Chubb of the Browns against the Cardinals. They're at home. Number 7, Aaron Jones at the Bears. Hopefully the Bears can slow him down a little bit. Number 8, Ezekiel Elliott. Cowboys against the Patriots. Patriots have been pretty good against the run this year. Hopefully Zeke can pop them open and give you guys some nice return for your investment. Number 9, Jonathan Taylor of the Colts against the Texans. Number 10, James Robinson. He's another man that just keeps moving up the rankings. And, after what we saw last year, when he was guaranteed the full workload, we should have had him near the top 10.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the coach decided not to give him a full workload, didn't really know how to use him. That has changed in the last 3 weeks, and lo and behold, James Robinson's in the top 10 now. Number 11, DeAndre Smith. Number 10, that'll round it out for me, and you can take it from there.
All right. Moving along, coming in at 11, DeAndre Swift with the Lions. He's got a good matchup at home against the Bengals. Number 12, Najee Harris from Pittsburgh. 13, Antonio Gibson with the football team. Coming in at 14, he had a nice game out there in Vegas against the Raiders. This week he's got a nice matchup with the Packers run D. It's Damian Williams out of the Chicago Bears. Number 15, Darrell Henderson with the Rams. 16, Josh Jacobs with the Las Vegas Raiders. Coming in at 17, Myles Gaskin with the Dolphins. Number 18, this guy looking to get a lot of reps, especially on first and second down. He's going to get quite a few of those reps there. Hopefully they can feed him a little bit. That's Darrell Williams with Kansas City, filling in for Clyde. Coming in at number 19, that's going to be Damian Harris out of New England. And rounding out the top 20 of backs, coming in at number 20, Kareem Hunt out of Cleveland Browns there. He's got a matchup against the Cardinals there.
He had the near one-arm push-up in the end zone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. So we'll jump back into the next tier here. Number 21, Leonard Fournette. It would appear that they have kind of gone away from Ron Jones completely there, and Leonard Fournette's getting the bulk of the carries, and he's been producing. So hopefully it's a new leaf for his career. Number 22, Chris Carson at Steelers. 23, Melvin Gordon. The Browns at home versus the Raiders. Number 24, Tony Pollard of the Cowboys against the Patriots. Number 25, Latavius Murray of the Ravens, although after what we saw this past weekend, they got away from the run. I mean, I know they were playing from behind, but boy, they just didn't seem to use him, and they were playing Freeman quite a bit in that game.
Yeah, he got a lot of catches out of the backfield, yeah.
Definitely keep your eye on that situation. Number 26, Jamal Williams against the Bengals at home. 27, Chase Edmonds at the Browns. 28, Zach Moss of the Bills against the Titans. 29, Miles Sanders against the Bucks. And number 30, will be Javonte Williams of the Broncos at home against the Raiders.
Okay. We'll keep this going. Number 31, Devontae Booker out of the Giants. He's going to be filling in from the injured Saquon Barkley with that bum ankle and that nasty ankle injury he had there. Number 32, Naheem Hines out of Indy. 33, Mark Ingram out of Houston Texans. Coming in at number 4, he had a good game with Chicago. Khalil Herbert with the Bears coming in at 34. At 35, Alexander Madison out of Minnesota. 35, Devin Singletary out of Buffalo. Coming in at number, that was 36, I'm sorry. Coming in at number 37, Kenneth Gainwell out of Philly. 38, A.J. Dillon out of Green Bay. 39, you'll see him more getting a lot of third down plays out there in Kansas City out the backfield. Probably get some catches out of the backfield there. That's Jerick McKinnon out of Kansas City. And rounding out our top 40 of running backs, coming in at number 40 out of the Washington football team, and that's J.D. Micken. So there goes your round up your top 40 of running backs. We'll dive into them a little bit later, Guru, with some picks of the week, some sleepers there. We'll give them a little bit of extra later on as we get toward the end of the show. Sure. Going into with the receivers. Coming in, let's see here. Coming in at number 1, we're going to go with Davante Adams out of Green Bay. At number 2, this guy moved up tremendously with the rankings here. He's a touchdown machine. Jamar Chase out of Cincinnati, the rookie out of LSU. There, I like that duo there with him and Burrow out of LSU boys. Number 3, Cooper Kupp out of the Rams, Los Angeles Rams. Number 4, Justin Jefferson out of Minnesota. Number 5, Terry McLaurin out of the football team of Washington. Coming in at number 6, got a little bum injury there, but he should be good to go this week. Tyreek Hill out of Kansas City. Coming in at number 7, Mike Williams with the Chargers. At 8, Stephon Diggs out of Buffalo. Number 9, DJ Moore out of Carolina. Hoping him and Donald can keep having some success there. And round up the top 10 of receivers, that's going to be Chris Godwin out of Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I like getting back to real quick. Number 7, Mike Williams.
Yeah,
has just run away with the number 1 receiver spot. Yeah. For the Chargers there. I mean, it was Keenan Allen for years there, and last couple of years Allen's been a little nicked up, but man, now you got Mike Williams there. He is the man.
Yeah.
And he had one bum week this year. That can happen to anybody. I mean, I've seen Randy Moss have bad weeks back in the past. So yeah. It can happen to anybody. But yeah, I mean, Mike Williams will definitely be a top 10 guy for the rest of the foreseeable future. Yeah. This year.
Okay. I like it.
Okay, getting back to rankings. Number 11, DeAndre Hopkins had a bad week this week. Hopefully he bounces back and gets back in there. And back into the top 10. Number 12, CeeDee Lamb, Cowboys against the Patriots. Number 13, DK Metcalf against the Steelers. You got to move him down a little bit without Russell Wilson. You just have to. Number 14, Amari Cooper, or the Cowboys against the Patriots. At the Patriots. Number 15, Mike Evans of the Bucks, playing against the Eagles. At the Eagles. Number 16, T. Higgins of the Bengals, playing the Lions. And that's really, you got two Bengals up there pretty high in the rankings, but it's more of an indication of who they're playing.
Right.
That said, that offense has been stellar, but they're playing the Lions. You got to move everybody up because the Lions are pathetic, and boy, do they find unique ways to lose. just leave that right out there. So we had teams. Number 17, Deontay Johnson, the Steelers against the Seahawks. 18, Emmanuel Sanders, another guy who's slowly moving up the rankings every week. They're at the Titans. Number 19, Tyler Boyd. The Bengals against the Lions. Again, there's that three-headed monster I was talking about. And number 20, Chase Claypool of the Steelers, and they're at home against the Seahawks.
Okay. We'll keep going. 21. Another fastest man to reach 900 receptions there, Antonio Brown out of Tampa Bay. 21, Tyler Lockett out of Seattle. Hopefully he could, with him and DK Metcalf, they dropped down the rankings, as you said, with Russell out. Hopefully they can, Gino can get these guys the ball a little bit because they're going to need it while Russell's out. 23, Brandon Cooks out of Houston. That boy Mills had a pretty good game, you know what I mean, last week, but we'll see what he can do this week playing at home against the Colts. 24, Hollywood Brown out of Baltimore. At 25, Keenan Allen out of Los Angeles Chargers. 26, didn't do much this week. Hopefully he gets his partner back with him, and that duo out in Tennessee, A.J. Brown out of Tennessee, coming in at 26. At 27, Courtney Sutton out of Denver. 28, Robert Woods had a big game last week on that Thursday night out of Los Angeles. 29, Adam Thielen out of Minnesota. And coming in, rounding out the top 30 of receivers, we're going to go in Miami. That's going to be Devontae Parker out of Miami.
Give us the next 5 also.
Oh, my mistake. That's my bad there. 31, hopefully the rookie can feed him a little bit. Marvin Jones out of Jacksonville. 32, Devontae Smith out of Philly. Got to match up against a tough Tampa defense, so we'll see what the young boy can do. 33, Michael Pittman finally showed up a little bit. Let's see if he can stay consistent out there in Indy. 34, Tim Patrick out of Denver. And coming in at number 35, going back up to Buffalo, and that's Cole Beasley out of Buffalo.
Okay, moving right through the next 15, we have Zach Pascal of the Colts, heavily targeted. Didn't have a very good game this past weekend, but still they were looking his way left and right. So I think he'll continue to put up good numbers. 37, the Dolphins rookie Jalen Waddle. Number 38, and this pains me, Allen Robinson of the Bears against the Packers. He's not getting the looks. It's just not happening for him. He only had 4 targets this past week. Number 39, we have Hunter Renfrow of the Raiders. Number 40, Robbie Anderson of the Panthers at home against the Vikings. 41, Laviska Shenault of the Jags. 42, Jacoby Myers of the Patriots at home against the Cowboys. 43, Henry Ruggs III of the Raiders at home against the Broncos. 44, A.J. Green taking on the Browns. Number 45, Randall Cobb of the Packers are playing at the Bears. Randall Cobb always seems to take advantage of the Bears' defense, even when their defense was exemplary. For some reason, Randall Cobb used to chew us up. Hopefully that doesn't continue. And we'll stay right there in that game. 46, Darnell Mooney against the Packers. Number 47 will be Rondell Moore. Cardinals, they're playing against the Broncos. Odell Beckham Jr. comes in at 48. 48, Browns. They play, actually, Rondell Moore, they play the Browns. And 48 is Odell Beckham Jr. In that same game against the Cardinals. Sorry about that. Number 49, Kadarius Toney. He would be higher on my list this week, but they say there's a question. He got nicked up at the end of that game. But what a way to burst on the scene yesterday or Sunday.
Yeah.
I think it was 189 yards. He was a monster.
Okay.
And rounding out the top 50, Khalif Raymond. That fellow rookie out there got injured. Out of my head right now, but he's out. He had surgery. He's out for the year, broken collarbone. There in Detroit. Detroit be playing from behind quite a bit, not only this game but all year. So Khalif Raymond is in the rankings at number 50.
Okay.
And boom, moving back ahead into the tight end rankings. Number 1, we'll start off with Travis Kelce, King of the Hill. Number 2, Darren Waller of the Raiders at home at Broncos. Number 3, T.J. Hawkinson. Number 4, Mark Andrews against the Chargers, who just had a career day, or a career, I should say, half. The second half, he just exploded in that game. Number 5, guy moving up the rankings quickly, Dalton Schultz of the Cowboys playing the Patriots. Number 6, another guy that's moving up the rankings really quick. and that is Dawson Knox of the Bills. He just does nothing but catch touchdowns. Number 7, Mike Gesicki. The Dolphins playing at home at the Jaguars. Number 8, Hunter Henry, the Patriots against the Cowboys. Number 9, Noah Fant, who kind of disappeared on us this past weekend. Hopefully he bounces back. And number 10, I had Dallas Goedert, but I just found out that he is tested positive for COVID. And so he is off for now. If he passes 2 COVID tests, he's already had the vaccination. So if he passes 2 tests, 24 hours apart as negative, then he can play Sunday. So they can test him right up until game time Sunday, but it's got to be 24 hours apart, 2 negative tests. So you can play it by ear, listen up. That comes through, you can plug him in your lineup. If not, fine. That definitely moves Zack Ertz up your rankings, and hopefully he'll get a clear bill of health and play.
All right. Moving along, coming in number 11, Tyler Higbee out of Los Angeles Rams. 12, Jared Cook out of the Los Angeles Chargers. Coming in at number 13, CJ Zumo out of Cincinnati. 14, David Njoku out of Cleveland there. Coming in at number 15, Zack Ertz. We're looking at him. Keep an eye on Zach in case Dallas isn't able to go. Zach will move right up there in those rankings. At 16, Mo Alley Cox out of Indy. 17, Evan Ingram out of New York Giants. Not sure who's going to throw in the football yet, but whoever throws in the football, Evan will he'll get his reps there. At number 18, Robert Tonyan out of Green Bay. Should be a tough game for him, but he'll get some catches. With the Bears having Danny Trevathan back, they got a nice little rotation at that backer spot, so they'll be keeping an eye on Tonyan, but he'll get his catches though out of Green Bay. 19, Gino Smith out of New England, and rounding out the tight end rankings, coming in at number 20 out of Minnesota. That's going to be Tyler Conklin out of Minnesota Vikings. There's your top 20 rankings for your tight ends, and we're gonna go right along to the kicker position there. So coming in at number one kicking ranking for this week will be out of Kansas City, Harrison Butker. Coming in at number 2, Tyler Bass out of Buffalo. Justin Tucker coming in at 3 out of Baltimore. Greg Zerlin, number 4 out of Dallas. Coming in at number 5, that's going to be Zane Gonzalez out of Carolina. Coming in at number 6, Brandon McGinnis out of Denver. Next up is Matt Gay out of Los Angeles Rams, followed by Dustin Hopkins out of the football team of Washington. Number 9, Ryan Suckup out of Tampa Bay. He'll get some points this short week this week, but he'll get his points. And rounding out the top 10 of tight ends, we're going to go out to Pittsburgh. That's going to be Chris Boswell.
Yep. And boy, all these kickers, where they got half of these kickers in the league should return their game check for last week.
Oh, my goodness. Oh,
we'll get back to it here. Number 11, Evan McPherson from the Bengals at the Lions. Number 12, you might have to move this guy down. He just had an MRI on his hip. Had a little flexor, and he was one that missed a couple the other night. That's Rodrigo Blankenship. Number 13, Graham Gano of the Giants at home. Number 14, Daniel Carlson. Number 15, Nick Folk of the Patriots, played home against the Cowboys. Number 16, Jason Sanders of the Dolphins, playing at Jags. Another interstate matchup for the Dolphins. They just got their hats handed to them in Tampa. Hopefully they don't take that kind of a beating in Jacksonville. Yeah. I don't think they will, but boy, it would be a surprise if it happened. Number 17, Austin Seibert of the Lions. Number 18, Cairo Santos of the Bears at home against the Pack. 19, Mason Crosby. He's another one that missed a few.
A few, yeah.
It's almost cost them a game. Thank goodness for Green Bay, at least he didn't. They came through in the end there. But no, running out the top 20, Greg Joseph of the Vikings at Carolina down here, and it ought to be a good game there as well. A lot of points being scored. Now that we're away from the kickers again, we're going to go with the bye weeks just to keep you fresh. Atlanta, New Orleans, Jets, and the 49ers. So you got those guys on your roster. You got to find somebody to fill in. Hopefully we can help you out here. Number one defense this week. I was tied. I was torn between going with the Colts or the Rams, but I had to go with the Rams. They're playing at the Giants with Saquon Barkley being out for sure, with all the receiver injuries they've had, and the fact that their quarterback is he's still in La La Land, I believe, after watching what happened to him. That was a nasty hit, and even worse, it was real scary when he tried to walk off. Yeah, he was looking like a Rocky there at the end of the first fight with Apollo. He couldn't make it. Number two, the Colts at home against the Texans. Number three, the Bengals at Detroit. Number four, the Cowboys, and that defense just keeps getting better every week, man. I mean, they are giving up a few points, but they're creating turnovers, they're getting sacks, recovering fumbles, so they're doing what they need to do to put up fantasy points, not necessarily leading to shut down points wise, but you're still getting the benefits of lots of production. Number five, the Bills against the Titans. Number six is the Steelers at home against Seahawks. Without Russell Wilson, they wouldn't be quite that high if Wilson was playing. Number seven, Packers at Chicago. Number eight, the Dolphins at the Jaguars. Number nine would be the Thursday night Bucks. They're playing at Philadelphia. And around out the top 10, the Vikings at Carolina.
All right. Excuse me. Keep going here. Number 11 at home. It's going to be the Broncos playing against the Raiders. Coming in at number 12, Cleveland Browns, home against the Cardinals. At 13, Detroit Lions. At number 14, Seattle, that's traveling out to Pittsburgh. 15, the Chargers defense, traveling out to Baltimore. So that was 16. Number 17, we're going to go with the Raiders, going out to the Mile High Stadium in Denver. Number 18 at home, Carolina against the Vikings. Number 19, the New England Patriots at home against the Boys. And rounding out the top 20 defense, traveling to Indianapolis this weekend, that's going to be the Houston Texans, who will be a 20th ranking defense special team for this week. So that wraps up your defensive special team rankings. Guru, that wraps up everything right there. You know what I mean? We got through the rankings for them with the bye weeks off. So hopefully we can give them some inside scoop on who to insert in those lineups. If they got a bench of a couple of guys there, maybe pick up some guys that's on the waiver there. So what you got? What else you got for them today, Guru?
Due to injuries and the fact that it is bye week coming up and quite a few injuries, what quarterbacks do you have that might be low on the rankings list that you might have to plug in? Who do you think out there would you plug in this week if you had, one of the guys that's on a bye or injured?
Well, if I'm looking at the bye weeks, you got, I'm sure that some guys got Jameis Winston. I'm sure some guys either had Garoppolo or Trey Lance. Maybe even some guys have Matt Ryan. Highly doubt that any of the guys have the young boys out of the JTS football Jets. However, if you need to look to insert a QB for this week, I'm going to go out here, Guru. I'm going to say take a look at Teddy Bridgewater playing against Raiders defense. You're not sure what you're going to get from the Raiders this week with all the mess that's going on out there with my beloved Raiders. We're not sure how they're going to bounce back, and they're traveling out to Denver. I like Teddy Bridgewater coming up big with this game here. Of course, I'm biased. I don't want to see my Raiders lose. However, I think Terry's going to rip them apart. So Teddy would be one I would look to insert in the lineup. And then also I'm gonna say Jared Goff. I like the match. He's gonna be at home. Got a good feeling. They're right there for that first win. They're right there. They can taste it. They home against Cincinnati's defense. I think they may be playing from behind a little bit, so I think Jared Goff will be able to answer with some points. So he may be a guy that you can insert in your lineup. So I would look at Teddy and possibly Jared Goff. What about you, Guru?
I'm going to give you one down from the bottom of the list here. That's Trevor Lawrence against the Jaguars playing at home against the Dolphins. The Dolphins are still reeling from what Tom Brady did to them. And the goal just keeps doing it time and time again. 400-plus yards, 5 touchdowns, and he just made it look like a game of Madden. I mean, it was like he's like I mean, he's it was like they used to say about Larry Bird. He's out there playing chess when everybody else is playing checkers.
Ridiculous.
He just has such a knowledge and insight of the offense and exactly where everybody's going to be. It's amazing watching this guy play. And, he's the oldest quarterback in the league, man. Yeah. He just keeps doing it. So, but yeah, I think Trevor Lawrence against at home against the Dolphins, they could do a little damage there for sure.
All right.
And now let's move to the running backs. With now this is where a lot of people could be in trouble because they're going to have Mike Davis and Cordell Patterson on a bye. You're going to have the Alvin Kamara, Michael Carter from the Jets, and the three-headed monster from the 49ers there with the Elijah Mitchell and the Trey. They're all off. Yeah. So why don't you give us a fill-in or two if you can, somebody that might be on the waivers that can help somebody out this week.
All right. I'm going to say that to help a few teams out this week, obviously we're not going to go with your regulars. I like Aaron Jones this week in Chicago. I think he's going to score some points for everyone. But if I had to look at a guy to insert in the lineup, I'm going to go out to Miami. I think Myles Gaskin is going to have another. He had a decent game last week. I think he's going to have another one against a weak Jacksonville defense. They still haven't got it together out there. Urban Meyer's trying to figure this thing out with this team, get that first W. But I like Myles Gaskin out there in Miami. He's a guy that I would look to insert in the lineup. And then also this is a tough one here, Guru. Man, it's a tough one. You don't know what to get out in Baltimore, man. You just still don't know. It's hard to trust those guys, Latavius and Devontae and Williams, so you don't know who you're going to get. But if I'm going to go with another back, I'm going to go ahead and say I like Damian Williams. I know Herbert had a lot of reps, but I like Damian Williams out in Chicago, home against Green Bay this week. Green Bay's defense still isn't, up to par yet. With that so defense they got out there, and they're traveling out to Chicago, so they're going to be up about it. They're going to be excited. I like the way Damian Williams run. I love his the way he comes out the backfield, whether it's running or catching the ball. He'll share some reps with Herbert, like I said. But those are the two guys I look to insert, especially Myles Gaskin. That's the guy I'll be looking to insert this week in my lineups.
Okay, we'll give you a couple from the end of the list here. These guys should be on the waiver wire. A couple of them have been starting to be picked up lately. One is A.J. Dillon, Packers. He's actually he was on the field for 38% of the offensive plays this past week, and I don't know if something was wrong with Aaron Jones or not, but he was on the field for 38%, and he is out there more and more often in passing downs now. So he would be, if you need a RB2 or a flex, use him. And then the other player is Kenneth Danwell, who is slowly taking over as the go-to back there for the Eagles, as Miles Sanders is just falling off the face of the earth. It seems like the coaching staff has lost all faith in him, and this young man is getting more and more looks. One more real quick, and that is you mentioned him, Khalil Herbert. He had 18 carries for 75 yards, and he had two, and he got stood up both times. He had two goal line carries. So if they keep, if that continues, he could put up 50 yards and a touch. And for all these guys on a bye or injured or whatever, you could do a lot worse than that in your lineup to fill in for somebody. Let's go ahead and touch base on a few receivers, and we'll call it an afternoon.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Let me pull the rankings back up here. Let's go with the receivers. Let's see. So we got Cordell that's going to be out. We've got you've got a couple of guys out there in New Orleans that'll be out. So if you're looking to insert any guys at the receiver spot, if you haven't got him in your lineups, I'm sure you already do. Look at Chase Claypool out of Pittsburgh with the injury of Juju. I think Chase will continue to get some numbers there. And I like Chris Godwin this week on the bounce back game. That's kind of how Brady does it. You know what I mean? You got these guys here this week. You had Mike Evans, you had Antonio Brown this week. I like to see Chris Godwin this week. So
But
yeah, exactly. He's definitely gonna eat up. So he's a guy that I know it's tough to get who you want to get in that Tampa lineup because they have so many great receivers. Chris Godwin is a guy that I'll be going with this week. So what do you got, Guru?
what I have this week is I think Henry Ruggs the third there should have a nice game for the Raiders. They're a little bit overlooked this past week, and their offense sputtered, especially in the first half. Look for that offense to bounce back a little bit, even though they're, like you said, a ton of question marks going on with the Gruden situation, and that's just unfortunate all the way around. Other than the unfortunate verbiage that he used in his email, and it was not good. We won't get into that, but just the football situation for his players, for the team itself, for the fans, because that were 11 days ago they were 3-0, and they were looking. I mean, they were gangbusters, and it was obvious that something's been up the last couple of weeks, and we finally found out about it this weekend. They let Gruden go ahead and coach his last game. And it was it's been the last 2 weeks. It's been a different vibe. Hopefully that gets put behind them. The players move on. The team, the organizations, the fans can get behind all that and have a good week. And I think Henry Ruggs is a good guy. Another one there is Jacoby Myers against the Cowboys. And even though that secondary is phenomenal, I think he's gonna get free at least once and get you a long touchdown. He's that kind of player that's got that kind of skill. And we all know that, man, that offense of Dallas just a well-oiled machine. They just keep on trucking. And they're going to be looking downfield quite a bit. And I think Jacoby Myers will be the benefit of that.
All right. Sounds good.
I think we're done for the week.
Yeah.
Got information that hopefully leads them to a W. And why don't you take us home?
Yeah, well, there you have it. That wraps up your Week 6 your fantasy rankings. Fantasy Pro Insider brought to you by True Fan Sports. Once again, I am your host, Jada Warden Ward, with the co-host, Dave the Guru Hughes. We are signing off. Before I sign off, I'm going to give the doink of the week. I got to give this doink of the week to Mason Crosby. Sorry, Mason, but you deserve the doink of the week, man. Horrible. Hopefully that guy can bounce back, man. He's a crafty veteran, so we'll see if he can bounce back. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight.
Real quick, Jay, let's give the honorable mention to the kid from Cincinnati who celebrated the make.
He did. He gets a double doink. He gets a double doink. Those kickers, man. But so hope you guys enjoyed the rankings. Hope you guys will see you next week. We're signing off. Fantasy Pro Insider brought to you by True Enforce. Peace.
And here, Greeks.